got a chance to see the new Samuel L. Jackson, Pierce Brosnan Western, Unholy Trinity. Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zank. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, we're going to talk about this new Pierce Brosnan, Samuel L. Jackson Western. As everybody knows, I love Westerns. I actually wrote and produced a Western with Eric Roberts and Martin Kove from Cobra Kai. So it is close to my heart here. So whenever I see a Western actually hit the theater, I'll go. Anyway, before we continue, remember to give me a like, give me a thumbs up if you can. If you can, subscribe, ring that bell, ding, ding. That would be great. Help me grow up the channel out. Also, if you'd like to read anything that I have written, I am on Amazon. You can just type my name in, Frank Zanka, or you can click the link in the description below. It'll take you over there. You can see my 4-novel quadrilogy. It's a sci-fi called Destiny Aurora. It was also made into a board game and RPG. It's also on Audible, and it was made into a graphic novel as well. So if you like comics, all my comics are on there as well on Amazon. Also, my fantasy novel, Tales of Ravenor, the Iron Witch, and I'm releasing a new graphic novel right now called Fairy Tales of Terror, including a homicidal Cinderella and a murderous Captain Hook. I also gave him a little fire fairy with him, so Tinkerbell could have somebody to fight. And it's lots of fun, and Tiger Lily from Neverland is also hunting them to make sure that they don't get what they're looking for. It's been lots of fun, and it's on Kickstarter right now in the pre-launch. So definitely jump in on there. You can look at the QR code the other way, or there's a link in the description below as well. All right, so let's jump into the Unholy Trinity. So again, as soon as I saw Samuel L. Jackson, Pierce Brosnan Western, I was all in. No matter, it could suck, and I would still go. And plus, it was shot in Montana on the Yellowstone Ranch, and it was. The scenery is amazing. It's amazing. There's all these mountains that are kind of snow-covered. I could tell it was kind of cold where they shot, because whenever they talked, the breath would come out, and it's not like CGI breath. Really, really good stuff. Just for the scenery and the acting, it's worth seeing. I know that on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is fresh, but the critic score is not. I don't know why they hated it as much as they did, but I didn't hate this movie, that's for sure. Anyway, this is directed by Richard Gray. He also did a Yellowstone thing as well, and he is also the producer of Rust. So, he almost went to jail, I guess, right? Also, the writer of this is Lee Zachariah. He's an Australian television writer. I've not seen anything that he's written. Nothing. Richard Gray also did, was it Eric the Red? No, it's Robert the Bruce. Robert the Bruce. And the main actor in here, I guess it was also produced by one of his family members, Lassard. I can't really pick out anything that I've seen from this guy, Brandon Lassard. So it may have tried to be a vehicle for him. But the problem is, in general, no matter who you put in the lead of a Western in a movie theater, it's going to lose money. It just cannot. Westerns cannot exist in a main theatrical release anymore. Where, in the 50s and the 60s, that was like the main, it was like a superhero movie back then. That was like the main genre that everybody was doing. It was on Bonanza on television and stuff to that effect. But for theatrical, the Western is dead. I mean, it is dead. It just cannot exist. So theatrically, so far, it's made $600,000. Not even $1 million. And this movie cost $70 million to produce. Way too expensive for a Western. Way. And, Kevin Costner had the same problem. He put all his money into that Horizon thing, Part 1, idiot. You don't do that, man. Everybody knows that you don't make Part 1, Part 2. And Part 2 will never, ever get released. Never, ever happen. So now he looks stupid. And he put his own money into it, knowing that theatrically you cannot do a Western. It's unfortunate. I love the genre, but nobody will go see it. It's all older people. In my theater, it was all older people, including me. I mean, I'm old too, so. But the audience was enjoying it. All dozen people that were in there, that's all there was, including me. People were talking to the screen, like, "Oh no, shoot him!" Blah blah blah. So it was almost like watching a horror movie with teenagers. With people talking at the screen. "Oh no, don't go in there!" That kind of thing. But that kind of enhanced the film for me. So it's the story of Henry Broadway was his name. He is the main star. The character is the catalyst. I don't know if he's the main star. His character is the catalyst of the plot. And he goes to the gallows to see his father get hung. And right off the bat, it was a little weird because Tim Daly, who played the voice Superman for all the cartoons, he comes up to his son even though he's about to get hung, and there's no guard with him, whatever else, and they let him just talk to his son. I don't know anybody that would do that. And he tells his son that he was framed and that he needs to go after to go to the town of Trinity and find the sheriff there who framed him and kill him. He tells him to go after revenge. Samuel L. Jackson appears in the audience and kind of gives Tim Daly a wave. We see Tim Daly's expression, but then he's gone. And that's pretty much the first scene. I'm really not going to go into any spoilers here, but that is the plot. And he then goes to Trinity, and where he meets Pierce Brosnan, and when we have a whole bunch of branching, but eventually intersecting storylines. So we have him going off on his revenge tour, but Samuel L. Jackson has his own motivation for wanting Henry to get to Trinity. Then we have Pierce Brosnan, who is also a sheriff as well, and he's trying to protect Running Cub because, which is obviously an Indian, because the sheriff there that Henry's going after also killed her parents. That we never see it; it's just off screen. It actually happens before Henry even gets there. So meanwhile, that sheriff is a hero in Trinity, and we have a posse trying to find her, but Pierce Brosnan is trying to protect her. And, he's got his own family. He has, his wife is German. He's Irish. And they're taking care of a little girl whose mother is a whore, right, in the whorehouse. And she's played by Katrina Bowden. And I didn't recognize her right off the bat until I went and looked her up. And I worked with her on another film. And I hope she's kind of calmed down because she's really a nobody. And on set, she was a total diva. I personally wouldn't work with her again. But she had a decent-sized role here, and she did a good job. But on set, she's just insufferable. And at least when I worked with her, which is several years ago, maybe she's calmed down. But also we have David Arquette, which I know Arquette likes Westerns, so he took a smaller role here because he's only in a couple of scenes. He did a good job, I thought. He's funny. And then I was looking at the bartender, and I'm like, where do I know this actor from? But anyway, it ended up being Ethan Peck. who plays Spock in the new Star Trek series on Paramount. So he's apparently he had a small role too. He played a bartender. So either he liked westerns or he just everybody's kind of taking what they can at this point. And then you have Koryanka Kilcher, who I originally thought was another actress, the actress from Rebel Moon, because they have a very similar look. But Koryanka played Pocahontas back in New World many, many years ago. And, she's also in the new Life of Chuck movie. I think she's actually of Indian descent. So it made sense to put her in there. She was excellent. She was really excellent. We have some really good gunfights in here. Again, the scenery's great. The acting's really good. I love all the different branching storylines that all kind of go up together. It's not really edge of your seat stuff. It's not of the same quality of like Tombstone, which to me is probably one of the best westerns ever made. There are some really good westerns, especially with Clint Eastwood, even in his later years. But Tombstone to me is probably one of the best westerns ever done, with Val Kilmer playing Doc Holliday. Really, really good stuff. If you've never seen Tombstone, you should definitely watch it. But westerns do very, very well in serial form. Like on TV series, they do far better there than in theater. I don't know why. But for theater, nobody will come out to them. Just it's sad. But anyway, I personally really liked the film. I thought the writing was decent. I thought the acting was great. I thought that the scenery was good. I thought the gunfights were good. I liked all the horseback riding. I thought the casting was pretty good as well. The one that played Pierce Brosnan's wife, I have never seen her before. Her name was Veronica Ferris. I guess she was in The Bricklayer with Aaron Eckhart, which I did see, but I don't recall her. Of all the actors, I think she was probably the weakest. But again, even the villains, a lot of the villains I really liked. And, Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson, he plays a semi-villain, but he exudes such amount of charisma. He gives this speech in a bar that I thought was really great. Because he does address the fact that he's black in a Western thing. It's 1888, so it is, after the Civil War. The Civil War ended in 1865. But I liked all the guns that they used, too, because the guns were kind of all over the place. In the late 1880s, they did have cartridge weapons as opposed to the cap and ball. So I know quite a bit about this because of the fact that of the movie that I made. But I love when you see stuff in like the 1850s, whatever else, and they're using cartridge bullets that go in. That didn't exist at the time. So this did, stay that the armorer did a good job. Which, again, I don't understand how they used this. They should have used this armorer for Rust. They wouldn't have had a problem. But I really suggest supporting this film. I don't think I wanted to go to the bathroom so bad, but it never, like in certain movies, the movie takes a break where it's like, okay, I can leave for 2 minutes and come back, and here there was always so much going on because whatever this storyline or this storyline, I could never leave. I could never leave to go to the bathroom, so I was kind of a little squirming at the end there, and I really wanted to see where it was shot because a lot of times I'll wait for the end of the credits so that I can see, where it was shot. I was like, I'll look it up. I will look it up. And here's what's really funny. So I walk into all the other theaters to see what's what's not only what's playing but what the audience looks like, how many seats they got. How to Train Your Dragon still had a pretty good amount of people in there. But I walked into Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and there was only a few people in there. But I'm like, I stayed in there for like 10 minutes watching it. that movie holds up, man. That movie holds up. They don't make movies like that anymore. Even the last Indiana Jones was not anywhere like what that one movie was. I mean, I was watching it with the chemistry between Harrison Ford and Sean Connery. It's amazing. It's amazing. It was that whole scene with them trapped in the Nazi, I guess, not really a bunker, but it was like a headquarters where the thing is burning down and they're going around in the fireplace, and then they're chased with the sidecar and the motorcycle. So much good stuff. So much good stuff. And there's not a movie like that right now. That's so much fun where you're just sitting there watching it, and you're watching this chemistry, and you're watching this dialogue and the expressions, and you just got a smile on your face through the whole movie, watching the whole scene, because it's just so much fun. And I miss movies like that that don't really take themselves too seriously, but they're an action film. And I'm probably going to go see Ballerina again before it comes out of the big theater, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen shortly. But I do want to see 28 Years Later as well. So I don't want to use up. I've already seen 2 films this week. So, but I think the new one is you can have 4, right? I got to look that up. But anyway, back to I sidetracked here. Back to Unholy Trinity. Major suggestion to go see it. I do give it a recommend. For me, it's an 8 out of 10. I probably will watch this movie again when it pops up. I thought that visually it's stunning. Visually, it's just stunning. And again, if you're a fan of westerns, you're gonna love it. If you hate westerns, then don't go. I mean, if you hate westerns, if it's not your genre, don't go. But there's a lot of stuff here for people to like, for sure. Anyway, remember to give me a like, give me a subscribe if you can, ring that bell, ding ding. Share this video out there, and if you'd like to read anything that I've written, remember to go to Amazon.com. And remember, too, that Fairy Tales of Terror is on Kickstarter right now for pre-launch. Go to the QR code or click the link in the description below. All right, thanks again for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Have an awesome week.